to start class in about a minute, so you guys can find a spot on your mat or the floor. If you don't have a mat with you, no big deal. Alright, for those of you who have been taking class with me the past couple weeks, sometimes Instagram Live or Facebook Live has cut out. We really don't know why that's happening. It might just be an overload of people going live. So if that happens, I'm trying to keep up with it. I'll restart it, but always know that you can switch over to the other platform. But for those of you that are here, thanks for joining me for yoga. We're going to start lying on our mat today. So you guys can get comfortable, lie down. Now when you lie on your mat, move around kind of as you need to fully settle in. Maybe widen your feet slightly or bring your arms a little bit away from the center of your body. And I like to start out every practice with some deep breathing. So what you want is to notice your belly rise and fall with each breath. A lot of us tend to be natural chest breathers, meaning our chest tends to rise and fall, but you want to move that down into your belly, really using your diaphragm. You start to inhale to a breath count of 5 and exhale a breath count of 5, counting your own deep breaths. Take 2 more of these long, slow breaths. Once you finish that second exhale, start to return to a normal, comfortable pace of breathing. And then I'm going to have you plant your feet on your mat. Now we want our heels up towards our glutes, to the point where you can almost touch your heels, but not quite. More directly underneath your knees. And you want your feet about hips distance apart. So when I say hips distance, it doesn't necessarily mean the width of the body, but where those 2 hips stick out in front, that's how wide you want your feet to be. Arms along your side. And then on an inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky for a bridge pose. And then exhale, roll down your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. You're going to continue this with the breath, inhaling hips up and exhaling to lower down. Just going through this at your own pace. Finish the one you're on, coming back down to the mat. Then I'm going to have you hug both knees in, rock side to side. From here, we're going to open up our chest. So I'm going to have you roll over onto your right side. Have your knees bent at 90 degrees, hips are at 90 degrees. Both arms are straight out in front of you. Now what you're going to do is take your top hand, so your left hand, and try to keep it on the floor as it goes all the way up over your head and across, so your arms are in a T. This opens up your chest. Then slowly bring your arm back that same direction it came. And do a couple rounds of this. once you've completed 2 or 3 rounds, you can roll over onto your left side, same thing. Once again, once you've finished 2 or 3 rounds, you can come rolling on your back, hugging both knees in. But take your time to meet me here. And then we're going to roll forward into a seated position, moving on to our hands and knees. We're going to start with a wrist warm-up. So what I'm going to have you do is point your fingers away from each other. Now the closer your hands are together, the more intense this is going to be on your wrists. So if they're a little more fragile right now, you can take a wider hand stance and then just gently rock side to side. Good, then I'm going to have you point your fingers toward you, back side of your hands down, and just kind of rock back to kind of get your wrists in that opposite position. Good, and then sitting back on your heels, shake out your hands. Alright, from here I'm going to have you take big starfish hands, spread out those fingers, press back into your first downward dog, and you can start to pedal out your heels. You don't want to rush this, nice and slow, side to side, really allowing your calf and your hamstrings to start to open up. All right, then let's drop knees down to the mat, press back in child's pose. Now in child's pose, your knees can be out wide or they can be together. It's really whatever you prefer. All right, moving back onto hands and knees, we're going to practice chaturanga. So for that, I'm going to have you come into a full plank or a kneeling plank. So it's really up to you. If you're in a full plank, I want you to shift forward and then lower down towards the mat. You can come all the way down and then inhale up into up dog. From there, press back, downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Coming into a full plank. If you're in full plank, shift forward and then lower down, either hovering or coming all the way down, and then inhale, up dog. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, drop to your knees, press back, child's pose, take a few deep breaths. All right, spread those fingers out wide again. Press back, downward facing dog. This time, inhale, bending the knees, gazing forward. Exhale to step or hop in your forward fold. First forward fold, feel free to keep a slight bend to your knees. Let's just go into halfway lift on an inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. We're going to go back and forth just like this. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Just dangle here for a couple breaths. All right, then take a bend to both knees. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're going to go through one round of our Sun A. So deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank or kneeling plank. Inhale there. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good, then inhale, bending your knees, gazing forward. Exhale to step or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, from here we're gonna move into our warrior sequence. So stepping your right foot back, we're gonna come right into warrior two. So the front toes will be pointed forward, back toes are at that 90 degrees. Think if there was a straight line from your heel back, it would intersect with the center of your back foot. Bring arms to shoulder height and that front knee is right over your ankle. Take a few deep breaths here. Then you're going to bring your forearm to rest gently on your thigh. Right arm reaches up to the sky in a side angle. Now we don't want to put all of our weight in that front thigh, so just a light touch for balance. And then to add a side body stretch, reach your top arm forward over your head. Good, coming back to warrior two. Deep inhale. Exhale, windmill arms down to the mat, press back, downward facing dog. Then I'm going to have you bend your knees, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're going to go through Sun A again. Deep inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Take an inhale there. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, inhale, bending your knees. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, then we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. This time, right foot stays forward. Left foot comes back for warrior two. Front knee is right over your ankle. Arms to shoulder height. A few deep breaths here, gazing over your front fingertips. All right, then for side angle, coming forward, resting gently on that front thigh. Opposite arm reaches to the sky. Then take that top arm and reach up overhead, side body stretch. Good, then coming back to warrior two, holding there. Windmill arms down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Briefly, drop your knees, press back, child's pose. Take a few deep breaths in child's pose. All right, then make your way back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to inhale left leg up towards the sky. Bend that knee and then kind of open up your hip. Good, straightening that leg back out. We're going to swing our foot between your hands in a lunge. And from here, we're going to come directly into our warrior two. So windmill arms up as you plant your back foot at that 90 degrees. Once again, we're going to come forward, side angle. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Keep reaching, maybe adding that side body stretch. to warrior two. Right away, straightening your leg. Left arm comes up in reverse triangle. And then keep your legs straight. Coming back to those warrior two arms. This time reaching forward. And we're going to come into full triangle. Hand can come down to your shin, maybe fingertips down to the mat. Right arm again reaches up to the sky. You want your front legs straight, but not completely locked here. All right, let's come back to warrior two, bending into your front knee. Windmill arms down to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale forward into a full plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, moving into our other side. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Bend that knee, open up your hips. Then straighten that leg out, swing your foot between your hands, and then we're going to come up in warrior two. So planting your back heel, windmill arms up. Don't be afraid to take a wide stance in your warrior two, as long as you got that front knee right over your ankle. Once again, come forward, side angle. Few deep breaths here. In your side angle, there's not a specific place you should gaze. You could gaze up towards your hand, down, or forward, whatever is best for your neck. All right, then coming back to warrior two, straightening out your front leg, right arm up to the sky, reverse triangle. And then coming back to warrior two arms, reaching forward with both legs straight, tilt down, triangle pose. Once again, just a micro bend in your front knee so it's not completely locked. And then coming back to warrior two. Deep inhale, exhale, windmill arms down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to a plank or kneeling plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Once again, drop your knees to the mat, press back, child's pose, take a few deep breaths. Spread fingers out wide. Press back, downward facing dog. We're going to go through that sequence, but one breath per move. So inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring it between your hands. And then inhale up, warrior two. Hold here for a full exhale. Good, inhale. And then exhale, side angle. Good, deep inhale. Exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, warrior two arms. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, triangle. Good, come back to warrior two. Windmill arms down to the mat. Press back, downward facing dog. If you're new to yoga, don't worry about not knowing the pose names yet. You'll catch on really fast. All right, let's do the other side. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring that foot between your hands. And then inhale up, warrior two. Good, exhale here. One more deep inhale. Exhale, side angle. Take an inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, reverse triangle. Right arm up to the sky. Exhale, warrior two arms. Inhale to reach forward. And exhale down in triangle. Good, then bending into your front knee, coming back to warrior two. Win the arms down to the mat. Press back, downward facing dog. Drop to your knees. Press back, child's pose. All right, spread fingers wide. Press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bending your knees, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're gonna do one balanced move today, and that's gonna be a standing twist. So I'm gonna have you do is bring your hands under your hips, all of your weight in that right foot. Left toe is just gonna point down towards the mat. And then you can hold here and practice this balance, or flex your foot and bring that knee up to about hip height. Another option is to grab it outside of your knee, opening it up and holding. Try to flex your foot so you stay engaged in that whole leg. Good, gently bring that knee back in and release it down. Shake it out. Switching to the other leg. If you're mirroring me, this is your right leg, otherwise balancing on your left. Hands come to your hips. Finding the part of the pose that you're ready for today. Knee up to hip height. Maybe knee up to the side. Keep breathing as you hold. Good, then gently bring that knee back in and release it down. Shake it out. Coming back to the front edge of your mat. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank or kneeling plank. Inhale, forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's drop knees to the mat, swing legs around into a seated position, straightening both legs out in front of you. We're gonna do a seated hip stretch. So I'm gonna have you take your right leg and cross that ankle over your thigh. Now, if you're already feeling quite a big stretch, feel free to hold this position, maybe with hands behind you, or you can plant that straight leg down. From here, if you want even deeper stretch, just lift your butt up and scoot forward. Try to flex your foot so you protect this knee joint as you hold. Feel free to close your eyes. Back, straighten that leg out. Both legs come back to that straight position, this time crossing left ankle over. Same thing, either holding here or planting your right foot. And then maybe scooting forward as your body needs. Remember to take long, slow breaths when we're holding poses. You can fully relax into it and your muscles will relax with you. All right, once again, straightening that leg out. This time bringing both feet together for butterfly pose. Holding onto your ankles or wrapping around your toes. Try to find a tall spine and use the muscles on the side of your hips to draw those knees down. You can also hinge forward, but you want to try to keep somewhat of a straight spine as you do that, using your elbows to press those legs even closer to the ground. All right, come back up tall. I'm going to have you take your left leg and just point that foot in the opposite direction. So you were here, you're just turning that leg behind you. Where this leg is doesn't really matter, so move it wherever you're comfortable. Take your front leg and make a 90-degree angle with your knee. And then from there, all you're going to do is lean towards that leg. You can come onto forearms, really whatever is most comfortable, maybe holding this foot, and just hold there. All right, coming back up tall. Bring your feet back towards one another so you kind of can reset. And then opposite leg comes behind. So now that right leg comes behind. Left leg, find a 90-degree angle. And then leaning forward. I'm a little bit tighter on this side, so I'm only leaning forward a couple inches. It's okay if you find a little imbalance. Once again, when you're ready, coming tall, resetting back to the front, and we're gonna roll back, hug both knees in, rock side to side. Take any final stretches that your body's asking for, and then find a comfortable position for Shavasana. Maybe straightening out both legs, widening your feet, just like you started. If your low back is bothering you at all, you can always plant your feet on the mat, widen your feet so they're about the width, and then let your knees rest together. Now, just like we did at the beginning, find some deep breaths in Shavasana, allowing your body to become more relaxed and your mind more still. comfortable in Shavasana, feel free to stay in it as long as you'd like. Otherwise, you can join me in a seated position to end class, taking your time to get there. Once you arrive, you can take some big shoulder rolls back. All right, then we'll do one last breath together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. As usual, this class will be on Facebook afterwards, so feel free to watch it again. You guys have a great day.